My girlfriend said, "If you're unhappy, use the door," I replied. Okay. Then I packed my bags, moved to corporate housing, canceled internet and utilities, changed passwords, and left a note saying I used the door while she was out flirting. And I just smiled, because the bartender exposed her lies on social media. I, 30, male, watched my girlfriend, Tara, 28, lean across the bar, touching the bartender's arm while laughing at something he said. Her hand lingered. Third time tonight. We were at her co-worker's birthday party. I'd driven us here, bought the first round, been the perfect supportive boyfriend. And there she was, giving some random dude the look she used to give me. When she finally came back to our table, I kept it calm. "Hey, can we talk about something?" Still watching the bartender. "What's up?" The flirting. It's getting uncomfortable. Finally looking at me, eyebrow raised. "Flirting? I'm being friendly." "You touched his arm 3 times. Played with your hair." "Did the laugh?" "The laugh? Seriously, Noel. The one you do when you're interested? You did it on our first date?" She rolled her eyes so hard. "I'm surprised they didn't pop out. You're being insecure. It's not attractive. I'm being honest about my boundaries." Sighing dramatically. "God, you're exhausting. I can't even be nice to people without you making it weird. There's nice and there's flirting. You know the difference." She stood up, grabbed her drink. "Do you know what? If you're so unhappy, the door is right." There, gestured toward the exit. "Nobody's forcing you to stay." "That's your response, really? What do you want me to say? Sorry for having a personality. Sorry for not being a shut-in like you. I just asked you to stop flirting with other men. And I'm telling you, if you don't like how I act, there's the door. Use it or shut up about it." The entitlement, the dismissal. Like my feelings were an inconvenience to her. "Good time, me. Thanks for the reminder." What's that supposed to mean? "Be nothing. Enjoy your party." Left cash for my tab. Walked out. She didn't follow. Probably didn't even notice for 20 minutes. Drove home to our apartment. Well, my apartment. She'd moved in 8 months ago. Never got around to putting her on the lease. Her mail still went to her mom's place because she hadn't gotten around to changing it. Sat in the living room, looked around. My furniture, my electronics, my kitchen stuff, my books, my apartment. Her contributions, throw pillows, scented candles. The live laugh love sign I hated. And the constant reminder that I was lucky she chose me. My phone buzzed. "Weru, did you seriously leave?" "So dramatic, whatever. Jake's giving me a ride home, Jake." The bartender, of course, made my decision right there. She was right. The door was right there. She was right. The door was right there. Time to use it, but not how she expected. Started with the essentials. Our shared Netflix. Changed the password. Electric bill. She forgot to put her name on. Scheduled for disconnect in 30 days. Internet she used for her work-from-home job. Same deal. Then I went to the bedroom, grabbed a suitcase. My suitcase. See, Tara thought she had me figured out. Quiet Noel. Reliable Noel. Noel who'd never actually leave because where would he go? She didn't know about the promotion I'd gotten last month. The one I hadn't mentioned because she'd just complain about me working more. Or the fact that my company had corporate housing available for relocating employees. Packed methodically. 1 week of clothes, toiletries, laptop, important documents, everything I'd need. Left a note on the kitchen counter. "You were right. The door was right there. I used it. The apartment's paid through the end of the month. After that, it's your problem. Or Jake's. Best of luck. Got a hotel room, nice one. Use the corporate card, why not?" I'd been saving the company thousands by not using the relocation budget. Turned off my phone. Went to sleep better than I had in months. The extinction burst would start tomorrow, but tonight I chose peace. Didn't need to. The next morning, I brewed coffee like nothing happened. Ava came out in the same robe. Evan followed, smirking like a man who thought he'd won something. "Morning," he said, too casual. "Morning," I replied. "Sleep well?" he asked. "Like a baby," I said and smiled. That day, I called my lawyer. By noon, I had a draft ready. A formal 30-day notice to vacate. One for Ava, one for Evan, both tenants at will. At dinner, I placed the papers on the table. "What's this?" Ava asked. "Your official notice to leave. Both of you. You can't just kick us out," she snapped. "I can," I said. "And I am. I have until the 15th. After that, I'll have the police escort you out. She laughed, nervous, disbelieving. You're insane. No, I said, I'm just done. Then she tried the manipulation routine. You're throwing away 3 years over one misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? I repeated. Yeah, you think you saw something that wasn't? I pulled out my phone, tapped the camera feed, and placed it face up on the table. There they were. Him the kiss, silence. She went pale. Evan swore under his breath. Then she whispered, You were spying on me, recording. I corrected, in my home for my protection. You invited another man to stay here against my wishes. That's not privacy. That's trespassing. She stood up, trembling. You're a psychopath. Maybe, I said, but I'm not a fool, Evan tried to posture. You're overreacting, man. It was just finish that sentence, I said quietly. He didn't. I leaned back. You both have 30 days. Use them wisely. They left the room, whispering furiously behind the door. I didn't follow. I just started forwarding copies of the notice and the footage to my lawyer and to myself, and to an encrypted drive. 2 days later, Ava tried a new tactic. She came home crying. I made a mistake, Mark. He kissed me first. It meant nothing. I didn't respond. I love you. We can fix this. You already did. I said, you fixed the problem for me. That night, Evan packed his things. Or maybe Ava packed them for him. I didn't care. Monday, she was the only one left in the apartment. But the damage was already done. Her reputation was crumbling. Mutual friends had seen my cancellation email. Rumors spread. People started asking questions. One of her coworkers texted me. So that's the guy, she said, was like a brother. Damn, I didn't reply. Didn't need to. Ava, of course, tried to fight back. She sent me a long message claiming emotional distress. Threatened to sue me for invasion of privacy. My lawyer laughed when I showed him the text. She recorded herself in your house. Good luck to her. By the end of that week, the cameras caught one last thing. Ava sitting on the couch alone, crying, scrolling through her phone, calling Evan. He didn't pick up. The 30 days came and went. She didn't move. On day 31, I came home from work and found her still there, sitting on the couch in sweatpants, surrounded by half-packed boxes. The TV was on muted. She didn't even look up. You're not serious about this, she said flatly. You're really going to throw me out. Ava, I said, calm as ever. You've been a guest here for a year. That courtesy expired 30 days ago, she scoffed. You can't just kick me out, my lawyer said. Your lawyer also thought emotional distress was a winning argument. I interrupted. You can tell him the cops are on their way. I dialed the non-emergency line just like my lawyer had instructed. 15 minutes later, 2 officers arrived. 1 man, 1 woman. As expected, Ava turned on the tears instantly. He's abusive, she sobbed. He's throwing me out with nowhere to go. The female officer looked at me sharply. Sir, what's going on here? I handed over a folder. Inside were the property deed under my name, the 30-day notice to vacate signed and dated, the affidavit of receipt, my driver's license matching the address. The officer flipped through the papers, her expression cooling. Ma'am, she said, he's within his rights. You need to leave. Ava's tears vanished like a light switch. You'll regret this, she hissed, standing. Maybe, I said, but at least I'll do it in peace. 2 hours later, she was gone. 4 boxes, 1 suitcase, no goodbye. When the door clicked shut behind her, I stood there for a while, just listening. Silence, no perfume, no fake laughter, just air. Finally clean again. The next day, I changed the locks, replaced the sheets, and hired a cleaning service. They scrubbed every trace of her out of the place. A week later, a mutual friend texted me. Ava moved in with Evan. Guess the couch still has room for 2. I almost felt bad. Almost. Apparently, the mature, supportive best friend doesn't have a job. He's between projects, which is code for broke. They're sharing a 1-bedroom with 2 other roommates, and she's footing the bills. The irony writes itself. Meanwhile, I spent a weekend repainting the living room. New color, new start. I even invited a few close friends over for drinks. When they asked how things were, I said, peaceful finally. Before they left, I opened my laptop and sent one last email. The same group list I'd used before. Subject housewarming for real this time. Hey everyone, thanks for the support. The air's clear, the space is mine again, and the drama's out with the trash. I'm hosting a barbecue 2 weeks from Saturday. My home, my rules. Evan's not invited. Mark, the replies poured in within minutes. Everyone was coming. That night, I poured myself a drink and stood by the window watching the city lights. 3 years gone, yes, but what I'd gained was better. Silence, clarity, control. Sometimes people think walking away makes you weak. It doesn't. It means you finally understand your worth. She told me to get a hotel if I was uncomfortable. So I did her one better. I gave her the hotel and kept the home. Thanks for listening to my story. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. When someone starts treating your respect like a suggestion, stop arguing. Stop explaining. Just act boundaries, don't need justification. And silence. That's the loudest answer you can give. If you made it this far, thanks for being here. I appreciate every one of you who takes the time to listen, comment, and share these stories. Stay smart, stay calm, and never forget, peace is priceless. Becca, is she always like this? Me? Like what? Becca expected me to buy groceries because she forgot her wallet 3 times. Brought Jake over after I said no guests. Used my skincare without asking me. Sounds familiar. I'm giving her 30 days notice. Fair warning, she might contact you again. She did one last extinction burst. I need to talk to you in person, please. No, I'm literally homeless because of you. You're facing consequences because of you. Just meet me once. I have something important to say. Against my better judgment, I agreed. Public place, coffee shop, 15 minutes max. She showed up looking rough. The polished Instagram facade was cracking. No more designer clothes and fresh manicures. Reality had hit. You look good, thanks. What did you need to say? I get it now. What I lost, what you threw away. The apartment so empty without your stuff, it echoed. I never noticed how much of that place was you. It was all me. Always was. I know that. Now pause. Would you consider? No, you didn't let me finish. We don't need to. The answer's no. She stared at her coffee. Jake said I used him to make you jealous, but you weren't jealous. You were just done. Yen, when did you check out? When you told me to use the door if I was unhappy, I realized you were right. The door was right there. I'd just been too scared to use it. I didn't mean it. Yes, you did. You thought I'd never leave. That's why you felt safe treating me like an inconvenience. She started crying quietly. No dramatics. I have to move back home to my parents at 28. That's rough. They're making me pay rent, get a real job. Mom says I need to learn accountability. Good for them. Are you happy without me? I thought about my new apartment. Small but peaceful. My promotion I could finally focus on. The dating app matches I hadn't pursued yet but might. The friends who'd started inviting me out again now that I wasn't always managing Tarara's moods. Yeah, I really am. She left without another word. That was 3 months ago. I heard through the grapevine she's working. Retail now, living with her parents. No more Instagram stories about being a boss babe entrepreneur. No more flirting with bartenders while her boyfriend watches. Just reality. The same reality. She thought she was above when she had someone else paying for everything. I kept that promotion. Got another raise. Started dating someone who actually likes me. Bought furniture I actually enjoy. Created a home that's fully mine. The door was right there. She was right there. She was right about that. She just never thought I'd walk through it and not come back. Turns out, when you tell someone to leave if they're unhappy, sometimes they listen. And sometimes they realize they're happier on the other side. The house felt empty without me. Good, it was supposed to.